What's good, traders and investors? It's Rod with Power Group. Welcome back on The Pursuit of Wealth, your home for MJ Stocks, crypto assets, and interviews. Today is Monday. It's December 12th. Hope you had a great weekend. And in this video, going to dedicate this to Tesla. We're going to do a review of the charts. A lot of people asking me about this. Rightly, they're concerned about the price action, and rightly so. The chart is extremely bearish at the moment, and one of the most bearish charts that I can see out there. Also had some news that Elon Musk is no longer the world's richest person. And we're going to take a look at what the charts are saying. I have some technical patterns I want to show you and some targets that I want to share with you as well. So before we get to it, make sure to smash the like, help support me in the channel. It doesn't cost you anything. If you're new, you can subscribe and tick the bell and you'll be notified on any future videos or when I go live. As I mentioned, this is one of the most popular stocks out there, if not the most popular stock among retail investors. And Elon Musk, this article from CNBC, is no longer the richest person in the world after a decline in share price, obviously, that we've been seeing over the last several months. And according to Forbes, Musk held the title of the wealthiest man since September 2021 when he overtook Jeff Bezos, founder of Amazon, and he was replaced by Bernard Arnault, and he made his fortune building the world's largest luxury conglomerate, so Louis Vuitton and Tiffany. So that was something that obviously we were all expecting with the tumbling share price, and we had some inverse correlation today to the broader market. We know that the S&P 500 was actually bouncing and breaking to a daily higher high today, and Tesla having a huge weighting in the S&P 500, it was actually going the other way. We started daily consolidation and we closed at the low of the day today, so showing some pretty big weakness relative to the broader market. But I do want to share with you guys some technical analysis. We're looking extremely bearish, and it's looking eerily similar to the Bitcoin chart. And if we take a look at the Bitcoin breakdown over the last several months as well, and you might be wondering, why is he comparing this to Bitcoin? Well, there's similarities, and you got to remember that Tesla owns a lot of Bitcoin on its balance sheet. So I think it's indirectly, you're seeing that correlation because of the fact that they hold that Bitcoin. So since March 2020, when we had the C19 event, everything has been really tech driven, crypto and tech, right? The NASDAQ, we know that crypto and NASDAQ have been extremely correlated to one another. So Tesla, what we would see is a chain reaction. We would see Bitcoin go up. It would usually be a leading indicator. It would lead the market. Then we would see Tesla stock go up because they hold Bitcoin on their balance sheet. And then we would see the broader market and the S&P 500 go up after that, right? Because of such a heavy weighting in Tesla in the S&P. So just taking a look at the Bitcoin chart, we had a head and shoulders on the monthly time frame. Some argue that this isn't the most clear head and shoulders, but it was targeting about 13K, and that also lines up with the 0.618 fib retracement level. So that's at 13,000 as well, and we got as low as $15,000, and we had an EMA 12 and 26 bear cross there on the monthly time frame. And if we take a look at Tesla, it's very similar. You can see here we had the left shoulder, the head, and then we had another lower high and another lower low, and another lower high and lower low. But if we just kind of lump that all in together, it's saying it looks pretty similar to the Bitcoin chart. And again, I think that that's not a coincidence. I think it's because of the fact that, Bitcoin, and Elon Musk is such a fan of Bitcoin, right? We know he had it in his profile and then started accepting it for cars. And eventually, maybe that'll become another possibility in the future. But just taking a look at the chart, very similar. We could see an EMA 12 and 26 bear cross. Look what happened whenever the Bitcoin saw its bear cross on the EMAs. It went from about $18,000 all the way down to $15,000. So we could see another leg down if we see these EMAs cross bearish, this yellow line and white line. That would likely mean we would likely be seeing another leg down. And if we take a look at the measured move from the head and shoulders, it's targeting about $85. And that also lines up with the 0.786 fib level there at $98.99. So I could easily see a back test of about $100 and possibly a flush thereof. And that would put us around monthly oversold as well. We do have earnings coming up tentative for Wednesday, January 25th. We'll want to see official confirmation from them. But the estimate is 26.667 billion. And in terms of revenue, and then EPS is positive 1.301. And we know that Elon Musk is extremely bearish on the macroeconomic landscape. He thinks that we're going to be in a deep recession until at least 2024. And he recently said that if the Feds come in, if they don't start to loosen up with rates, if they continue to raise rates, there's a good chance that they could cause a depression and make this catastrophic. So for the economy, right? And like I said, we're testing this 0.618 right now at 167. The low of the pullback is 167.52. The 0.618 is 167.42. If we lose that, then like I said, we're likely going to tumble down to that 100 psychological. We have the 0.786 confluence there at $98.99 and the head and shoulders target of about $85, and EMA 12 and 26 bear cross still yet to occur, and we have yet to even hit monthly oversold. After we had that hidden bearish RSI divergence with lower highs and lower lows on the RSI and higher lows and higher highs on the price action, right? So it just inevitably caught up and we were heading to monthly oversold. This is a stock that I've been warning. When you go up from the lows of, when was that? June 2019. We went up about 3,350%, right? So we went up 33x. You need to anticipate a pretty sizable pullback. And if we take a look at other tech names, Netflix pulled back like 70% in a few months. So if we just expect something similar, 70% would actually bring us down to around 125. And then if we see 80%, that'd bring us down like to around that $100 level. Again, adding even more confluence that we could see that be the case. And then also the fact that we were weak today and the broader market saw its daily bounce get underway. We broke the high of Friday, and then Tesla losing the low of Friday and then closing at the low of the day. It's just not a good look right now for Tesla stock. Like I said, one of the most bearish charts out there. We did confirm a daily downtrend with a lower high and lower low as well, but this is no longer, it said here that we bounced over the 0.32, so it was no longer a daily bear flag. But if we ignore that upper wick there, you can say that this is a daily bear flag as well. Like I said, if you just ignore that upper wick. But if we take a look at the measured move on what we could expect here on this daily downtrend confirming and the bear flag, that'd take us down to about 154. So again, a lot of confluence right now at the moment, saying that we could see lower prices. Weekly consolidation underway, having confirmed a daily downtrend. So like I said, 166.19 is going to be key support here on the weekly, and we're in a weekly downtrend, monthly downtrend. It's not looking good whatsoever. Daily, weekly, and monthly downtrends, right? And right now, we could potentially change the weekly trend if we double bottom essentially here off 166 support, and then if we come back up to test resistance there at 198.92 and we break above it, we'd be back into a weekly uptrend. But I'm not holding my breath right now because I do think that the more likelihood, the probability factor is likely that we're going to see another leg down, right? I've showed you a ton of confluence at the moment. If we take a look at the weekly chart as well, we're well below the 10-week moving average there at 195. We're seeing a bear cross of the stochastic, and the MACD is bearish as well. Like I said, those weekly macro level time frame indicators not looking good whatsoever. Also, another confluence to the fact that we could see more downside. We are seeing a 50 and 100 weekly bear cross. So when the shorter term time frame moving averages are above the longer term and they come down and they cross, that's called a bear cross. When it's the other way, when the shorter term is below the longer term and they come up and cross, that's called a bull cross, right? And on the daily time frame, that's called a golden cross when it's a bull cross in the 50 and the 200-day moving average. And then it's called a death cross when the 50 is above the 200 and they cross, right? So you can see here we were gearing up for a potential golden cross, but then we rejected, confirmed resistance, and then we broke down again. And we just had a death cross back in May of 2022. So that was the first sell signal as well. From there, when the price crossed, when we had that death cross, we were at about 250, and here we are down at 166. So like I said, not looking good whatsoever. Definitely one of the most bearish charts that I've seen, but not surprising, right? When you go up 33x or 34x in the span of a couple years, you need to expect more downside. And if we take a look at the monthly support level, we no longer have any support. So look at this. We had no support with every single candle having a higher low. We didn't lose the low of the previous monthly candle for 336 days, so 11 months in a row. And now we're losing that support there at 179, and the next support on the monthly is down at $23. Not saying we're going to go to $23. I don't think that's a possibility, but I do think that there's a very high likelihood that we're going to get to the $100 and possibly a flush thereof with a target of about $85 from that head and shoulders. And like I said, a lot of confluence pointing to that. The EMA 12 and 26 bear cross, we could see monthly oversold. We have the 0.786 fib level there at $98. We could see a bear cross on the weekly, well below the 10-week moving average. There's nothing really bullish at the moment for Tesla stock. So let me know what you think in the comments below. Let me know your price target on Tesla. Are you buying? Are you a seller here? Obviously, this isn't financial advice. This is for entertainment purposes only. I'm not telling you to buy, sell, or hold. Personally, I don't own any Tesla stock at the moment. I sold mine long ago and ran for the hills, but I will look to be a buyer sub 100. I'll more than likely start to dollar cost average in for the long term. Going to end it there. Thanks again for joining us on the Pursuit of Wealth. It's Rob with Pal Group. If you could smash the like, I would appreciate it. Share the video with anybody that might find value. We'll see you on the next update.